Hello everybody! Hello, and welcome back to Roadcraft. So, we are back in Deluge today, and first thing we're going to start off with, we got to clear some of this debris out of the way. Hello, Gaming with RXY, welcome back to the stream, good to see you. We are back in Deluge today, and we have to clear a bunch of this debris out of the way. I do have a fuel canister over here that we'll be able to work on that with. But we have some other stuff that we got to work on as well. We've got a road over here to build. That kind of goes up through somewhere over here that we have to build. I believe it goes up through here. We got the road we got to build up through there. And yeah, this is the objective we're looking at right now, is clearing out the countryside base. Yes, the trees. We're going to have to cut some trees down to clear the way for that road up through here. We're gonna have to cut those trees down and get a bunch of sand through there. It shouldn't be too difficult. We got the bridge built. We've basically got all the infrastructure set up to get there and back. I do have some sand up here to get to the sand quarry, which is going to make things a little easier. Eventually, I'm also going to want to go through here. I did find one of the rocket parts. So we're going to want to go get the rocket part and bring that over to the construction depot. Once we find a better way to get over here, I'm probably going to have to build this bridge and do a little something with this as well. But that's a project for later. For now, we have some debris to get moved out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. Start with this truck. Let's get this truck out of here. So we've got a lot of debris to move. So that's what we're going to kind of work on for the first little bit here. Hopefully we can get all this moved with the links. I think we will. Just might take a little bit. Been playing Black Ops 7. Nice. Hope you're having a good time with that. Go ahead, grab a barrel. This will be an easy move. The bear in the farm map is hard to take out. Well, I wish you the best of luck. I haven't played a Call of Duty game in a very long time, so I don't know if that's something I will be giving a shot at, but I hope you're having fun with it. Is it any good? I mean, I saw the trailer during Gamescom. It looked pretty cool. I did enjoy. I played the first Black Ops game when that came out. I had a lot of fun with that one. Don't mind me. We're just kind of bringing all this stuff out into the woods right now just to get it out of the way here. Yeah, but the people who plays isn't. Oh, okay. You know, that kind of makes sense for Call of Duty. I can't say I've heard good things about the Call of Duty player base, but I haven't, you know, played a Call of Duty game in so long, so it's not really fair for me to judge the player base. But I have seen some rather toxic online discourse when it comes to Call of Duty sometimes. So, but I mean, the important thing is that the game is fun and you're having fun playing it. Like that is the important thing. Skill-based skill-based matchmaking, but it doesn't. Why do I keep saying murking? It's matchmaking. Doesn't work. Ooh, yeah, that can be a problem. I've seen that with racing games too. It tries to pair you up with people that are supposed to be of a different skill level or similar skill level, and sometimes it just doesn't work that great. So I definitely I understand those frustrations from a racing game perspective, because I have seen some folks that get into good lobbies and they are not good drivers. Like, they do not belong in good lobbies. So here's the thing, right? I've seen people that are, like, when it comes to like racing games and matchmaking, right? Guys that are really fast, right? They can put down a really good lap time, but their racecraft is non-existent, and they just run people over and cause a mess. I imagine you probably have something similar with Call of Duty players. Yeah, and that's fair. I know, like, games like that can have a tough learning curve. Like, you know, you got guys that have been playing Call of Duty for years, and like that's all they play, and they're really, really good at it. And if you're trying to learn a game like that, you're not gonna have the best time doing that. You know, actually, one of the best examples of that I can actually kind of relate to is League of Legends. I played League of Legends. I don't know. This is probably 10, 13 years ago or something, long time ago at this point. And I played it with some friends, and I had a lot of fun, you know, playing with my friends. We had a good time. We had a team. We just kind of hung out, played a bunch of League of Legends. It was a great time, right? I had so much fun. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep playing this game. I went and did some online matches, and, you know, I was just kind of learning the game, and immediately was cussed out by my random teammates for picking a inefficient character just because I picked a character that I was having fun playing and not doing the game properly according to them. And it actually just drove me away from the game, and I never picked it up again. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that when it comes to player bases with games. So yeah, at this point I can't say I would bother with League of Legends. If you want to give it a shot, go for it if you can. But I have not had the best experience when it comes to League of Legends. Yeah, now, remember, this was, 10, 13 years ago, so I don't know if it's any different now. It probably is. Maybe it's not. But alright, we're gonna grab the tractor. Oh wait, I almost forgot to look at my fuel. I gotta get over to the fuel canister before I run out or I'm in trouble. So let's zip over here real quick. I gotta get the fuel. If I can remember where that's at. There it is. It's right here. I don't suppose I could knock this fence down. I went the wrong way. If I can't get to this fuel canister, I'm in trouble. Alright, we're good. Yeah, that's totally fair. I get that 100%. Like, games like with random matchmaking can be really bad if you're just the only one playing and you're grouped up with randoms, but definitely those types of games are always way more fun if you got a friend or a buddy with you to hang out and play those games with. It just makes it a much more enjoyable experience. Wait, that's a road request over there as well. Interesting. I'm glad I took a glance at the fuel, because if I'd have just committed to pulling this tractor out, that would have been a big problem. Because then I'm going to need to get another vehicle over here to get this working. So it was a good catch. We caught it. We're good. I need to do something with these vehicles. I'm kind of running out of space here. So I think I'm going to just pull this over here. I think that's a good spot for the tractor. Yes, we do have a road request here as well, so that'll be another project. Alright, let's see. We got some spools. And I think that's it. So we're just actually going to pull these off into the woods here. We're just going to pull these over here. I got enough junk piled up on the other side, so just put these over here. I have the same thing until I can get a bridge up to the metal beam factory. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll see. I haven't unlocked those factories yet. Not even entirely sure where all that stuff is at the moment. I spent 3 hours on this map last time we did this map, and I got like nothing done. So we're gonna... I mean, not that we didn't get anything done, but not nearly as much as I would have liked to have gotten done in terms of actual mission completions. But I'm hoping that's going to be a different story today. We're going to try to get a bunch of mission progression done. We're going to get some stuff done today. For sure. Just bring this over here. Up and out of the way. There we go. Scout the area and establish the base.
The dam has suffered some breaches, so we need to go check it out. Also, Sandwing is suffering a blackout, either because of the earthquake or flooding, or maybe both. Can you take a look at the local power line and see if there's any damage? We also need you to bring a backup generator from the machine yard to the municipal transformer station.
Okay.
That should give them some power until the grid is completely restored. And if that isn't enough work for us, the pipes near Sandwing have burst, making the roads impassable.
Well,
we need to
good.
replace the burst pipes with new ones, which you can get from the machine yard.
You got it, Kelly. You got it. So we got to investigate a power line. We got to replace some pipes, and there's something else. See, just don't have any room for the game on my Xbox. Ooh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I heard it's like a massive install for Call of Duty. Isn't it like over 200 gigs or something like that? Hold on, I wanna look this up. Oh yeah, here it is. 214.8 gigabytes, the PC version. Oh, the Xbox version is 214. The PC version is 162. That is massive. That is ridiculous. That is crazy. That is insane. Okay, so just for reference, I have a Series S that I'm playing this on right now, which only has a 500 gig drive. If I were to put Call of Duty on this thing, that is half my drive. That is half of my storage space dedicated to a single game. That is beyond ridiculous. Anyway, rant over. Probably because the campaign is co-op. I don't know. Like, and it just seems like too much. I almost wonder if most of that is like for the multiplayer. Because like a campaign shooter, like what is Doom? Okay, so just to compare, I'm just going to compare a first-person shooter that is just a single-player game, and I'm talking about Doom: The Dark Ages, which came out earlier this year, right? Doom: The Dark Ages is like approximately an 85 gigabyte install because it's just a single-player campaign, right? So, yeah, that's the problem with Call of Duty, right? Is it's got the multiplayer and the single player, so you have to install both. Like I remember, like I had Modern Warfare 2 on Steam. Yeah, campaign, zombies, and multiplayer. So that's like 3 games that you have to install. And there's no way to just say, I just want the campaign. I just want zombies. I just want multiplayer. That is insane. I hate that bloat, right? Because it's like they're completely separate games. They're not connected in any way. That's crazy. Anyway, let's take a look at our objectives. We do have the side objective here to find the rocket parts, which I found one of them. We'll have to go fetch this. We'll have to go fetch this at some point and sell it. I don't really have a really good way to get over to where we're trying to go, though. We also have reached the dam, which is over here, which is going to probably need... We're going to need to do this road to get that done, which is also going to open up this area here, which I believe is finding the reason for the... No, that's a rocket part. This is a rocket part here. Sorry, I'm doing that thing where I zoom in and out of the map a lot. Okay, we got to find the reason for the blackout. Which I can actually... We can do this one right now, I think. I think we can jump in the links and head down. No, that's a sheer drop-off cliff. That's a drop-off cliff. That I can't... I'm not really sure how to get over to that. Let's check it out, though. Let's take a look. Let's check it out. We've also got some cargo and stuff to move as well. And we're probably going to have to do some infrastructure repairs just to get around the map a little better. You have to follow the road up. Okay. Let's head up here and just check things out. Okay, so here's where that equipment has to go. And there's a path over here. I need to get down there. Actually, it looks like I can do that here. Alright, cool. We can just head right down here. What I'm going to do down here, I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of stumps and stuff. Just watch out for the water. Good to know. I do see the water right here. We're just going to skirt around the edge of it there. And let's take a look. Okay, so we do have a downed power line here. Is there anything else here I can open up? Fine. We got a downed power line. But yes, there was an actual path here that I could have used. But I kind of just went through the forest. That's fine. That's good. We're good. What's that? Is that it? Oh, that's a statue. I was like, is there something flying on the map here? No, that's a statue. Okay. I was very confused for a moment there. Alright, here's my scout. My scout is here. And we do have a couple of things to grab there. We're going to need some bridge. I think we're going to need a bridge. Ideally, I think we're going to want a bridge here. That is going to help with that. So let's go ahead and set up a bridge. Just a nice wooden bridge to get across. That's 7 logs. And I think, I don't know, maybe this road kind of goes over here. I mean, we've already got Bridge Mayhem here, so maybe we can just do another bridge like over here. That's 10 logs for that bridge, because that will just get us across here. A nice little shortcut. 10 logs there, 7 logs there. Now we have access to the rest of the map. That's exactly what you did. Okay, so I'm on the right train of thought then. So that's good to know. So we've got 2 options here. We can build our bridges and head up this way and get more resources over here. There's also the road request over here that we can do. Not this one. This one right here. So I think we'll actually, let's work on this. Because we have to cut these trees down anyway, and I need the logs for the other bridge. So that will kind of give us some targeted logging so that we're being productive with our logs, and then we can repurpose the logs from here to build the bridges to get to the other side. I think that's what we're going to want to do. So we do need to get some fuel in the log machine. Before we can head over there. So, let's go ahead and bring this equipment back over to the garage. Let's get it refueled, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to load it up on the equipment hauler and bring this stuff all the way over to where we can set up our next logging base to proceed through where the road request is. And we'll be basically able to do 2 things at once, because we'll be able to cut the trees down for the road, and then from there we'll be able to use those logs that we cut down for the road request to build the bridges to get to that other side of the map there, which is going to open up 2 pathways at roughly the same time. It's going to work out. Oh, you started with snipers first? Ooh. I actually like sniping. Like, when it comes to, not like real sniping, but like when I do play first-person shooter games, I do enjoy playing like the sniper class. It's very fun to me. we're going to go over here. We're going to go ahead and get refueled. We're going to park you right over here. And let me go ahead and jump into the tunnel base. I need to grab, there it is. You don't have to get headshots for snipers. That's wild. I feel like that was like the whole point of being the sniper, right? Was for the headshots. Oh, that's not good. I fell off the trailer again. Let me just wiggle my way off of this. I think I'll be okay. Okay. Well, let's line this up better. Oh, you still can, but you don't have to. That's interesting. That's actually a very interesting change. Okay, that's loaded up. Let's go ahead and grab the stump grinder. One shot. Interesting. That's actually very interesting. I'm curious why they would change that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and refuel the stump grinder. And let's get loaded up on the trailer. It was a problem so many people complained about it. Okay. I mean, I guess if people were having complaints about it, I guess it makes sense. Alright, let's head on over to our construction area. Let's get some trees cut down. Oh, you don't know if that's true or not. Gotcha. Okay. Also those in blue. Okay. Where's my road at? There it is. Not that. I need to, wrong button. To unstrap the cargo, and then we can get our equipment going. Yeah, I'm sure they had a valid reason for it, but it is definitely a crazy change. Alright, let's go ahead and get logging. We do need some extra trees, so we're going to go ahead and just clear out some extra stuff as we go through. We're going to make this nice and wide. And we're just going to go ahead and stack these right over here by the truck. Nice, easily accessible spot here. We do need 17 logs for the 2 bridges that I want to build. So we're going to try to just cut down 17 trees as we make our way through here. Oh, you almost got gold. Nice. Not quite lined up how I wanted it to get lined up, but it'll work. Ah, well, best of luck to you. There we go, that's a good pile of logs. I'm not even going to bother counting right now. I'll count when it's time to load them up. Right now I'm just going to work on clearing out this forest so we can bring our paving equipment through here, get some sand, get that flattened out. Oh, okay. So do you have to kind of like bounce between the weapons, or can you focus on them just like one at a time, you know? Oh, okay. So that makes it a little easier then. Up to gold. Gotcha. Alright, I think it is time to do stumps. It's getting a little tricky to navigate the log machine up through here. So let's go ahead and swap over and let's get some stumps mulched. Because these stumps have got to go. So I can't put a road through here if there's stumps in the way, so. Okay, so once you get gold, you have to switch. Yeah, that makes sense. Sounds like a cool little collectible challenge, though, for sure. I'm a big fan of going after collectibles in games. I love collectibles. I like collecting things. Knock this one down. Ooh, okay, so that sounds like quite the grind then. Ah, okay. Well, we're slowly making some progress with these trees. We've actually got a nice little clearing here that we'll be able to work with. I suppose that would be the hard part, yeah. This year's from 100 to 80. Oh, that's not bad. That helps. That's still a lot, but at least it's lower. I think I can grab this guy here. Yeah, we can grab this one, and then we'll have to do some more stumps. Well, that's good. I'm sure that helps out a ton then. Well, while you're here, I suppose this is as good of a time as any to announce it. I'm going to be putting out a YouTube post later this evening. I'm going to be doing an extra stream this week. So on top of the regular Roadcraft Monday and Tuesday, we are going to be getting a stream on Thursday evening, probably around 4 o'clock. And we're going to be diving into Season 4 of Expeditions, live here on stream on release day. So we'll be doing some expeditions on stream on Thursday, so an extra stream this week should be a lot of fun. Again, I'll have a community post out this evening, kind of going over the details of that, but that'll be Thursday afternoon. We're going to be jumping into Season 4 of Expeditions, so a little extra bonus stream this week with the new season. I'm very excited to get my hands on that and start diving into that again. Get this other little guy over here. That is stumps removed, which means we can move forward and grab some more logs. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a second log pile so that we're not driving so far with the log machine and just burning gas. Just not sure exactly where I want to put that, but we are going to start a second log pile. And we'll start it up over here. This kind of open area. Actually, we'll just put it right here. I know the road request is like right here, but we'll stack a second thing of logs like right here. Because I'm going to be picking these logs up before we actually take them anywhere, so just to save a little bit of the back and forth since we're getting kind of further along here, we're just going to stack some extra logs right here. I'm actually going to get that one on the right side because of the dip here. I want to kind of go around that a little bit. Get the AOS done for campaign. Co-op is like 7,000 for the AR class. Ooh, that's a lot. That definitely sounds like a grind for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these 2 trees out of the way. I think this will be an easier spot to work with. Oh wow, they cut it in half. That's a crazy adjustment. I'm gonna have so many logs here. We're gonna go crazy with logs. I'm gonna have more than enough for the 2 bridges that I'm planning on building here. What do we got? We got 5 here. What do we have over here? I wanna count these logs. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 9 plus 5. We got 14 logs roughly. So 3 more, and I'll have all 17 I need for the 2 bridges. Then we can go ahead and get those loaded up. Start getting those bridges built, and then we'll be able to actually get equipment over there and work on some stuff. Because I want to get the mule over there. So there's some equipment that I got to get moved around. And some other stuff. I want to get the mule over to that other side. Now, I could probably just kind of take a shortcut and just move it from one drive to the other, but I like driving the vehicles over there. I think that's a kind of a fun project, because it's just going to make it so much easier to get from one side of the map to the other by just getting these bridges done. You are not a tree I can cut down. I'm just going to push you over. Let's grab this one. Okay, they made the camos harder. Got it. That should be everything I need for the bridge. Let's go ahead and get stumps cleared out. And then we'll go ahead and get the log forwarder. Let's get everything accounted for, loaded up. Really? People have it done already? That's crazy. Get these stumps out of here. That's going to clear the way. We can get more logs out of here. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to go grab the log forwarder. We'll get logs loaded up and work on getting stuff delivered. Get these bridges built. Get to the other side of the map. And then we'll be in good shape. This is quite the road request, though. Building a road all the way through the forest here. Yeah, that's fair. Alright. Look at that, we're making some good progress. We're almost through here. Looks like we got one more big cluster of trees to get through. And then a bunch of stumps on the other side that we'll have to get cleared out. But for the most part, we're making really good progress on this road here. Let's go ahead and... Where's my log forwarder at? It's over here somewhere. It's a crane. Oh, there it is. I need fuel. When I get this thing turned around, we're going to head back and get fuel for it. And then make our way over here and get logs loaded up. And see if we can get these bridges built. And that's also going to clear out my pile of logs, so we'll be able to just have some space to use. Just get you turned around. Thank you very much, sir. Rip. 2 hours of sleep is crazy. That's so unhealthy. Like, that's so bad. Get fuel. No, I mean, like, I get it, but also, like, geez. That's still wild, though. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I have the right amount of logs I might be one short, actually. But we're going to get these loaded up and just kind of see how it looks. And then kind of go from there. Get these logs over there. Get these next 2 bridges built that I need. And that's just going to open things up a little bit more to get around the map. Alright, we got 2 here. Got it done in like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, that's crazy. Alright, hope you're having something delicious for dinner. And I'll see you when you get back. This is log number 3. Oh, what happened here? There we go. Getting a new PC this week. Roadcraft is finally on the table. You're stoked? Well, awesome. Congratulations. Join in all the fun. Well, welcome to the stream. We're currently working on deluge right now. And I am currently knocking my logs off my truck when I don't want to do that. I just don't want to stay put. This guy over here is giving me a really hard time and not wanting to play nice. There we go. Okay. Alright, we got 4 logs loaded up. I've got 5 over here, so I do need to grab 1 more log for the project that we have on hand. You know, I actually had the same problem. I initially bought Roadcraft for the PC and had pre-ordered it and everything. And when I got it, it would run. Like, I can play it on the PC, but it was just struggling and not really the quality I wanted to be able to stream it. I wanted something that actually like looked good. And I was like, oh, come on. It runs, but it runs like garbage. So I wound up I already had the Xbox, so I just bought the Xbox version of the game. And that's worked out great. So that's kind of what I had to do. I was not expecting it because I had played the Roadcraft demo when the demo was out, and I didn't have any issues with the demo. Like, the demo ran great. There was a little bit of frame issues, but for the most part it was, playable and solid. And then for some reason when I got the actual game, it just was not wanting to run the way I was expecting it to run. So I wound up having to get the Xbox version of it. But yeah, it is still just sitting there in my Steam library. One of these days, maybe I'll play the PC version of Roadcraft, but on the bright side, at least it gives me access to 4 different profiles. I can still play it, but it's not... It doesn't run good enough to stream it. Because, it runs fine, if I just, run the game, it'll play, but when I try to stream it and run it at the same time, it just does not like doing that on the PC version of Roadcraft, so... So yeah, I can definitely relate to just letting it rot in the Steam library, because that's exactly what my other copy of Roadcraft is actually doing right now. It's just kind of sitting there. But if you're just tuning in, we are working on 2 projects at the same time right now. With this hard mode Roadcraft. Currently gathering logs for some bridges. Pre-purchased it, ran fine for a few weeks, and then it started struggling bad. Yeah. Yeah, there's just something about the game and the way it was optimized that just is not running that well for a lot of machines. I was really shocked at how poorly it ran on my computer. And it's not like I have a bad computer. It's old, it's aged, but it runs most things just fine. But for whatever reason, Roadcraft did not want to run well on the PC. Yep, same here. I have no issues with SnowRunner. I have 0 issues with Expeditions. And just for whatever reason, whatever they did differently with Roadcraft, it just does not... It doesn't like my computer, and it especially doesn't like it if I try to stream it at the same time. But, I kind of got fortunate I do have the Xbox, so I was able to kind of circumvent that a little bit. Unfortunately, it meant I lost my pre-order bonus, which was the Bowhead dump truck. So I still have to actually purchase that if I want it on the Xbox. So probably wind up picking that up at some point, but I have no use for it at the moment on hard mode. It is a very expensive truck, and we're just kind of... Yeah, it's a really good dump truck. I've had a chance to play around with it a little bit. I do play this with my dad every now and then, and he has the dump truck, and I've had a chance to play around with it. It's a really fun truck to use, but it's not something I see myself getting anytime soon for hard mode anyway, which is mostly what I'm doing at the moment with Roadcraft, so... Want to do YouTube, but can't unless I use Streamlabs, but I don't have the setup because, yeah... I remember you telling me about that. Have you gotten any closer to getting your streaming deal figured out? Or are you still having troubles with it? for some reason these logs that I'm cutting down right now are like really tiny logs. So they're like just kind of sitting here bouncing off the tires. So there's like a weird sound coming through here. Fuel is part of hard mode. That's what I'm playing on. Hard mode was added with the expansion pack. If you're new to the streams, you're new to the hard mode, I can take a moment to explain it for you. So let me go ahead and difficulty modifiers. So I have everything turned up to the max on hard mode here. So that means we've got fuel on. We've got a fuel cost tough, which makes the prices of fuel randomized at gas stations and garages. So it's not like a cheap price. It's an expensive price on the fuel. It's kind of random. Convoy difficulty, that makes it so the AI convoys that you have to do for the routes, they dig into the dirt. They just tear up the mud. They make it more difficult, so you have to actually make the routes better, or the trucks will over time kind of dig themselves into a hole. Economic modifiers is tough. That means I make less for doing things, and it makes vehicles more expensive. So I'm making less money for that. Bridge costs, I need to use more materials than normal to build bridges. Recovery rules are impossible, which means I cannot recover to the service vehicles, and in order to recover a vehicle to my garage in an emergency, it costs me $10,000, which is an insane amount of money because I'm not making a lot. On top of that, the quarry zones are on hard, which means I have to physically drive out to the quarry to fill my dump trucks. And then on top of that, vehicle cost is on hard, which means vehicles cost 4 times as much as they normally do. So that being said, we're making more money. Vehicles are more expensive, which means I do not get to upgrade vehicles for my fleet as often, and it does make them more meaningful. And I have to manage the fuel and all that. So, yeah, it's been not necessarily a walk in the park, that's for sure. I wouldn't really call it a struggle, but it's been going. Alrighty, sounds good. We'll see you when you get back. But for instance, with the quarry zones, right? If I go to the map here and open up like the quarry zones, this is my quarry radius right here. This tiny little circle. So my sand quarry, I have to drive to the sand quarry every single time I want to refuel the dump truck. So it's led to some interesting strategery so far. But we are currently working on deluge. We did get the opening 2 maps plus the 2 after that. And we've been kind of bouncing between the 3 maps that follow. Between Deluge, Sojourn, and Sandswept, kind of been bouncing between them a little bit. So each day is a different map. It's been kind of switching it up, and this one is it's different, that's for sure. Oh, was that that was my SnowRunner challenge mode, I think. Was that my SnowRunner series? Yeah, that was SnowRunner Hard Mode. So that was like the same deal. I wasn't necessarily like locking myself specifically to the trucks I was just on the map, but I absolutely tried to just finish Michigan without buying any trucks. Yes, that's where I left off. I do have some notes. I want to get back to that, just because I was having a lot of fun with that. But I've got just other projects I'm working on at the moment, having fun with the Roadcraft streams. Most likely what'll happen is when I get Roadcraft streams finished up, we'll probably jump back to SnowRunner and do that. Because I do have I loaded up my hard mode Alaska like a couple weeks ago and just like made some notes of like what I wanted to do on the stream. And then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do the Roadcraft Hard Mode streams instead. Just because it's a little fresher, a little more interesting. Not necessarily more interesting, but just different, you know? But I definitely want to get back into SnowRunner Hard Mode. Because that just looks really fun. Have I tried the new dual pack? I have not tried the new dual pack for SnowRunner yet, so. But it was also just like a thing, like, you know, at the same time I stopped doing the SnowRunner streams was also when I really got into doing the expedition stuff. So I didn't really have time to do all of that and then Roadcraft, and I just, like, trying to do, like, all 3 games at the same time for content for YouTube is just, it's a lot. And I kind of wanted to just focus on 1 or 2 things at a time and not necessarily try to do all 3 things at once. So we are, you know, kind of focusing on Roadcraft at the moment. We do have the Expedition season coming out on Thursday. I will be streaming Expeditions on Thursday. We're going to be diving into the Season 4 and getting all kinds of videos out for that. I do still have a backlog of Season 3 videos I need to work on, so kind of bouncing between Season 3 and Season 4 in terms of videos coming out until those are done, so... Yeah, that's the other thing too, right? Is SnowRunner is just so... It's very time consuming. Like, it is a lot. And at the same time, I've also been... like I mentioned, you know, my dad and I, we play Roadcraft. We also play SnowRunner together as well. So, it's not like I haven't been playing SnowRunner, it's just been I've been playing SnowRunner kind of off-stream. So, I've still been, like, playing SnowRunner, so... It's just, There's only so much time in the week, and I've been kind of struggling with that lately. That's why the videos haven't been coming out as quick as I would like them to for Season 3. But I'm going to take some time. I've got some time for the holidays here coming up that I'm going to be able to use to really get some videos set up and scheduled and loaded out. So we're going to have a lot of stuff coming out. Like, it's going to go back to pretty much high production. I don't have the time in the day to, like, exclusively make videos and stream and stuff like a lot of larger content creators. This is just something I do for fun. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing the community outreach and helping people out with my videos and entertaining people with the streams. And it is a hobby. It is not a job. So, and I don't know if I even would want it to be a job. I just enjoy it too much, you know. But yeah, there's only so many hours in the day, and yeah, everybody gets busy. I've been busy myself. Like this summer, I have been crazy busy, and I'm just now getting to the point where like things are kind of settling down to a little bit of normalcy for me. So I've been able. That's why I was able to get the Roadcraft streams going, was because I started to have more windows in the week to actually set time aside to do these things. So. But I appreciate you guys tuning in for sure, hanging out, enjoying the Roadcraft streams, the Expeditions videos. We got a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm going to be very, very busy over the next couple of weeks, and that busyness is going to be exclusively for putting content together, so. Yeah, I mean, SnowRunner's not for everybody. I can definitely see where it can get kind of boring, because you are kind of doing the same thing a lot, but just kind of going back and forth on the same routes. But I also, like, really appreciate... The thing that actually drew me in when I first played SnowRunner was the logistical side of it, right? Where do I get the cargo from? Where does it have to go? How can I optimize this efficiently so that I can get cargo from point A to point B, and then at point B there's something I can take to point C? That's the side of SnowRunner I really enjoyed. Am I able to use fuel trucks in Roadcraft? Yes, I can. Let me get this log loaded up and I'll show you what's going on with the fuel trucks in Roadcraft. So. Oh, I did not want to knock that tree over. I think we're good still. Okay. Alright, so what you have available, I actually have, let me pull it out on the map here. Oh, it's not here. It's over here at the construction depot. I have a fuel canister that I purchased. So at the construction depots, you can buy tanks of fuel that you can put onto a trailer, move around, that sort of thing. This cost, I want to say, I think it was 4,000 for the canister, and it had 1,500 liters of fuel in it. So there's tanks that you can buy at the construction depot, and then you can kind of move that fuel around as you wish. And then if I go to the garage, which is over here, let's go to the garage. So the recovery vehicles that I talked about earlier that I can't actually use for recovery purposes, I can bring this out and park it somewhere. I'm just going to move it over here. So this vehicle has 500 liters of fuel, so it actually can move fuel around, so I can use this to run some fuel over. And then on top of that, if I go to the garage, I can go to the shop, and there is a fuel truck version of the Wayfarer that you can buy. That is just a massive semi-tanker full of fuel. Now, it is a Wayfarer, so you do have to have good roads to get it anywhere. But I haven't had a chance to purchase that yet. And on top of that, the upgraded Scouts, like this one right here, it has the roof racks and stuff on them. Those do have some extra fuel supplies on them as well. So there's a lot of just support fuel. The SAR vehicles right here, those have some extra fuel with them as well. So there's lots of vehicles with fuel for emergency refueling. And then to buy fuel, you just go back to the garage, or if there's a gas station on the map, which I don't see a gas station on this map. But some of the maps have actual gas stations that you can go to refuel as well. So there's a lot of options for getting fuel. Yes, it is a mission truck as well. Now, when you get those as a mission truck, you can't actually get the fuel out of them. I tried. But yeah, they used that and turned it into an actual vehicle when they added the fuel. I see. Over the years got bored because you can't get the new seasons. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, a lot of the seasons of SnowRunner are very good, actually. Some of them are quite challenging too. One, two. I just want to move this log over a little bit. Yeah, year 1 and year 2 were really good. I really enjoyed those. I wasn't a huge fan of the most recent season, season 16. Not a huge fan of that one. And North Carolina was just kind of an okay season to me. I didn't really mind that one too much. The one I did like though was I forget what it was, the Canadian one that just came out, the snowy one. I forget what the name of the region was. That one I really enjoyed. That one I liked. Yes, yeah, Quebec, that's the one. Yeah, that one I actually really enjoyed. I thought it was challenging. But I also liked that as you kind of progressed the map, it became way easier to traverse. Not a huge fan of the Washington map. I haven't finished it yet, but there is just way too much back and forth between all the maps hauling stuff around, which I guess is the point of SnowRunner, but it's just extremely tedious. I just found the Washington map to be a little on the tedious side. Yep. Yeah, it did, for sure. But it also wasn't, like, as unforgiving as, like, a Myrrh. What do we got? Yep, we got 7 logs loaded up. So we're going to go ahead and get the next bridge built. So the next bridge I'm looking at is all the way over here. We got this one done. So we're going to get to the other side, and I'll be able to build this bridge here. This is 7 logs. And then that is going to open up the whole side of the map over here. Oh yeah, Kola was a phenomenal map. Kola was fantastic. I could do without the logging into a Mandra, though. Did I lose a log? I did just lose a log. It didn't strap all the way down. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's why it's called SnowRunner, right? Like... Alright, let's get this loaded back up. Alright, now all the logs are packed out. We're good. Do I still have all my logs? Yes, I do. I got all 7 logs. Okay. Yeah, the winter maps are so good. I mean, Kola, Amur, Maine, Quebec, even Scandinavia. Scandinavia was kind of a cool map. It was a weird map, but I thought it was kind of cool. Oh yeah, they're fantastic. That is the one thing, like, you know, there's some of the maps that just have like weird mission structure. Yeah, the movie trailer. Yeah, that was really cool. But you know, there's some maps that just have like weird mission structures and things like that. But I don't think like I've seen a map that like in SnowRunner that I'm just like, I visually don't like the look of this map. I think all the maps look great in their own way. There's some of the maps that have like feel a little too similar sometimes, but yeah, the crafting on some of the maps is a little nuts sometimes. I have noticed it seems like they've cut back a little bit on some of like the extreme crafting. Like if you compare it to like Wisconsin and Yukon in terms of like the crafting that you need to do, it's a little better. But there's still some that are just like, I don't want to do the crafting. I don't want to move this over here and craft over here. It just adds extra trips, which I guess is fine from like adding playtime, but yeah, the logs to the sawmills, yeah, that was bad. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of moving generators around all the time. Like, I don't mind if it's like, hey, let's move the generator here, but to constantly move generators around or buy extra generators, it just gets a little frustrating after a while. Logs to sawmills, I understand a little bit. But at the same time, like, just give me a place where I can get planks. Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, because, you know, when you're thinking, like, hard mode, like, you gotta pay for the fuel to move all these vehicles, all these extra trips. And then on top of that, if you're not bringing log cranes and things like that with you, then you gotta, like, manually load that. And those, like, it's like it doesn't cost much to individually add one piece of cargo. It's like $150 to, like, auto load a cargo. But when you're moving hundreds and thousands of cargo across a playthrough, those costs add up like crazy over time. The amount of money you're spending on auto loading cargo. It adds up and it's crazy. Yeah, the fuel costs for generators, not a fun time. Like, I had a really good time with my SnowRunner series, like, doing Michigan on hard mode, because I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it with just the Michigan trucks. We're not going to buy any extra trucks. I'm going to try not to buy extra fuel. We're just going to do Michigan with the resources that were on the map. And it was actually a really fun experience. I had a lot of fun with it. I got into Alaska. We started doing the same thing with Alaska. We're just going to use the trucks that I have and the trucks that are here. We're not really going to buy any trucks. I did buy a Lodestar, because, you know, you got to have a Lodestar, of course. But, you know, I was just like, just kind of vibing with it, having a good time. But I'm like, in the back of my head when I'm playing that, I'm like, man, I don't want to do, like, Yukon on hard mode. Like, some of these maps just sound just miserable on hard mode. Like a lot of the maps are probably fine, but there's a few maps that just, like Maine on hard mode just sounds miserable. It's a great map. It's got some great challenges. I don't think it's going to be a very fun experience on hard mode with that one. Yeah, I can imagine nothing but the worst trying to do a map like Maine on hard mode. Like, ooh, didn't even finish it? Yeah, that's kind of what I've been afraid of, like, with that. I will go back to SnowRunner and do a hard mode again at some point, but yeah, just got the 6455 and get out. Yeah, that's perfectly valid. I get that. Alright, so we have the bridges built to get where we need to go now. I'm trying to decide if I want to finish this road project or just move on to the objectives now that I can get my vehicles over here. I have built a lot of bridges through this place. This place was a mess to get through. Because I still need to cut down a bunch of trees, and then we got to start hauling all the sand over here. I think I'm going to put the road task on pause. Just because I want to actually get stuff done on the map. Like, this is my second stream, and I think I've only completed, like, 2 objectives on the map. I have done, like, nothing, because I've just been, like, having to build these bridges and roads just to get anywhere. And I'm just like, I want progress on the map. Like, I'm just getting nowhere with it. Oh, yeah. I mean, that sounds like a fun project. Like a project like that with a friend is so much more fun, right? But here with hard mode, like running back and forth, it's like, ooh, come on. Like it's a lot. I'm gonna get this fueled up, and then we're gonna go park it. And I think what I'm gonna do is this. I am tracking this deliver object. Yeah, it definitely is. It's really fun in multiplayer. Especially for, like, doing roads and stuff, because you can have, like, one person bringing sand, one person flattening, you know, one person paving, rolling, that sort of deal. It's definitely, like, designed with multiplayer in mind. Alright, let's take a look here. We've got a cargo right here. These things, whatever they are, they have to be moved up to the transformer station up here. So we're going to actually just go do that. We're going to go get a mission done. So let's go ahead and bring the mule over there. Let's get some cargo loaded up. Let's get some mission progress done. And we'll circle back. We'll circle back to that road. But at the very least, I was able to spend my time that I needed to get these logs, actually cutting logs, or cutting trees down for logs that I need to move for a road request. So it was kind of two progress at the same time, because I did clear out what I need for the most part for the road, and we got the bridges built to get over here to actually work on mission objectives. So kind of just working on two projects simultaneously it's a lot to keep track of, but it is a little bit more efficient to do it that way. So because I can circle back and get that done. That's not a problem. So bridges do not cost money in hard mode, but I do have harder bridges on, so they do cost like 25% more resources, or 50% or something. I forget what the math is on it. So like a bridge that would normally cost like 3 slabs costs like 4 or 5 slabs. And those super long bridges can, the longest like I did it just for kicks, and the very large concrete bridge that you can build is like 20 concrete slabs for the maximum length concrete bridge. It's a little ridiculous. What do we got here? We got 2 boxes, 2 crates. I think I should be able to load both of these up at the same time. But yeah, no money cost. So all my money cost is pretty much just for fuel and trucks. But with trucks costing 4 times as much, it takes a while before we can actually afford a truck upgrade. So. And then on top of that, you can't just buy the truck once you have the money for the truck, because you also have to remember to keep money in reserve for fuel as well. So you can sit in here a little nicer than that. Yeah, I have had my fair share of overloading the mule and tipping it over when I was doing just a regular playthrough of Roadcraft, like not hard mode. But since I got hard mode, the amount of times I overload the mule is... I actually did it yesterday. Like, I still do it. I shouldn't, but I still do. I loaded up... We were working on Sojourn yesterday, and I piled the mule, like, way too tall with concrete scrap, and had to haul it all the way across the map. Managed to do it without flipping, which is great, but definitely super risky. I wound up getting 5 slabs worth of scrap in one haul, and I was like, that is great. But also, I should not do this again. 6 slabs doing a wheelie down the road? Yeah. It's crazy because, like, you can load that much up on it, and it's like, it's not that great of an idea to do that. That's for sure. Alright, so I just need to follow this around. I think is what I need to do. Yeah, if I follow this around, that'll get me over here. Alternatively, yeah, I'm going to take this way. We're going to go this way. This is a slightly better way. We're going to follow this path up and around. We'll just follow this through here. I should clear those stumps out so I can use that path. That'd be a good idea, actually. But I can just make my own path right here. Is there a stump? Did I get... Is there a stump there? There is a stump there. Excuse me. There we go. Yeah, this is that that fuel tank I was talking about earlier. It's just something you can kind of move around. Fits in the bed of the truck. The giant generator thing that needed to be moved through the forest, and at the time, the mule was the only real option. So there I went, a generator twice the size. Those, yes, in Sunken, the power transformer. Yeah, those things are awful to move. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I hate moving those things. So, I've resorted, when it's time to move those, I just use this guy right here. This is the truck I use to move those. I have it now. I just put it on this thing, and I haul it when I gotta move those. Okay. Huh. Yeah, there's some crazy large cargo that you have to move sometimes. But yeah, the first time I got to that power transformer when I was playing Roadcraft, I did the same thing. I put it on the mule, and I'm like, this thing is twice the size of my vehicle, and all it did was tip over every 10 feet. And I was going and getting it with the big crane and just lifting it up in the air and just like resetting it. Because it was just, putting that on the mule was a terrible idea. But it was fun. Like, it was fun. Alright, let's get these loaded up. Let's get this last one. There we go.
You know, on the upside, this area is rich in resources we can use. If you can gather up some wood and steel at the machine yard, we can put them to good use. We can send some resources upstream, too. There's a dam in the next region that could use our donations. All you need to do is plot a course from the machine yard to the eastern tunnel.
Oh, we got a plot course on this map. That's fun. Oh, yeah. Yeah, having somebody with a big crane is so helpful. Like, yeah, I get that. Alright, where are we trying to go here? Oh, we need to... Wait, I can do this already. Gather resources and send them to the tunnel. I need 3 steel beams. So we're going to have to craft some beams. And then we need 7 logs. Well, I know where to go to get logs. Everywhere. Thought we needed a route. I think maybe we do this first and then we do the route. The bright side is I've got all these bridges here. The bridges are done. Like, this is a solid traversable route for the most part. So we should be good to go when it comes to building the route. That should be fine. I do need to get beams, and I need some more logs. So we'll have to work on that. Damage. Reach location. That's over there. Replace pipes. Oh, okay. That is an interesting pipe location. Is this one over here? Yeah, okay. Alrighty, sounds good. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have an enjoyable rest of your evening. Just kind of in the planning stage right now, figuring out what exactly I want to work on right now. We do need to reach this dam, though. And to do that, we probably got to finish this road. I do need 7 logs, so we can do that. I can also do the beams. We can get the beams done. There should be some scrap here. There's a little bit of scrap here. There's actually quite a bit of scrap. Are those finished beams? Wait, those are good beams. Hold on. Those are good beams. I can use those 2. And then I just need to scrap 1 more beam. Okay, that's easy to do. That's super easy to do. Let's go do that. Alright, so I'm going to head back down by the second garage that we were working on at the beginning of the stream. And I'm going to go grab one of those scrap cars. We're going to take the scrap car. We're going to take that over to the steel factory. And we're going to get beams. We're going to get the beams done. We'll get the beams done, and then I will proceed to continue cutting down trees for my road. And we'll use those logs for what we got going on here. So that we'll just continue to chip away at the road that we're working on over there. And then while we're doing that, we'll be able to get this mission done. So we're actually getting jobs done. We're getting missions done. We're making some progress here. So there's a car right there I can scrap. That sounds like a good idea. I'm not taking the van. We're not taking the van. What I'm going to take is this broken one right here. Alright, with our car in tow, let's go ahead and scrap some beams. try not to flip the mule over while we're doing this. Should be able to just squeeze right back through here like I did. Yep, there we go. There's a lot of stumps here. I really should bring the stump grinder out here. I think I just knocked a tree over. Alright, back across the bridge we go. Let's head up the hill. Let's get this scrap for beams. That's a good slab. I should remember that. Alright, yes, there are 2 good beams here. Hold on. Are we... Oh no, we're packet lossing again? Really? Why? It hasn't done this in weeks. Oh, I think we're back. Alright, well, while the stream is deciding whether or not it wants to stabilize or not, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a short break. So I will be back. I'm going to go take a stretch break, rehydrate, do what I need to do. We'll see if everything stabilizes. It looks like it might, so don't go anywhere. I'll be back soon, and hopefully we can get some more streaming today. Hopefully we don't have to call it. So I'll be right back. Alright, everybody, I am back. Looks like everything is stable as well, so we're good to go. Let's get back to it. So I want to grab these two beams. These are good workable beams. That. And we'll go ahead and grab this other one here. Go ahead and get these beams delivered. Question is, which resource zone needs the beams? That I'm not sure on. But we do have a healthy slab there. That's a good slab to have. Let me check the objectives here. Okay, logs there, beams here. Got it. There we go. The 3 beams are done. That's taken care of. Go ahead and park the mule here. And let's go ahead and jump into the logging equipment again. Oh no! I forgot to shut the tree harvester off. I forgot to shut the tree harvester off. It burned up all my fuel. Well. Stream. I'm gonna run this over here. This is annoying. Sorry about the drop frames. Yeah. It's just my internet's being silly again. It's over here. Okay, so I hate to do this. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm here having stream issues again with the network. Yeah, I am just complete packet loss right now. I have no upload speed. I hope you guys can still hear me at least. Alright, so I don't know what to do here. We're having a good stream. This is so much fun. We're having a blast. Then this happens. I haven't done this in weeks. Oh, the streams have been solid. I don't know what's going on. I give it a minute, see if it stabilizes. But I think what's probably going to have to happen is I'm going to have to do a longer stream tomorrow to make up the time, but man, I was on a roll. We're on a roll. We were making good progress. I sure hope this doesn't happen to me on Thursday. That's going to be a bar. Or even tomorrow. So just kind of letting it sit. See if it stabilizes. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but yeah, I think that's gonna be a stream killer, unfortunately. So, guys, if you can still hear me, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thankulecula Gaming with RXY, and everybody else that was lurking, hanging out this evening. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. We'll stream a little bit more tomorrow. I'm actually going to stick with Deluge tomorrow, so we'll be back in Deluge tomorrow. Actually, I'm not sure on that. We might do Sandswept. We might come back to this one. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. But I'm going to have to call this here for now.